powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Your fear in your body is just energy that doesn't feel safe with you. That's what's actually keeping it there. In other words, every time the fear comes up, you hear it and you go, you're right, and then you look for circumstances to fix it and you go, what do we do about? And you become a not safe space for the fear. The fear is just energy wanting to know that you are in charge. But when you don't take that role and you don't become a space for the fear panics and goes, so what do we do? And it's a 5-year-old going, what do we do about money? What do we do about relationships? What do we do about what they think? What do we do about all these different things? You got to understand all fear is energy that doesn't feel safe with you. So when you feel fear, make 0 decisions. Become a safe place to hear the fear. Let the fear be heard. Let yourself become present and watch as the fear slowly leaves. And then the real you starts making the most amazing decisions out of love.
Man, who was that, Andy? Listen, I'm so sick of Kyle Cease cooking with the rarest grease, man. My goodness, Kyle Cease, he's right. Tonight's topic, the unhealed throne. A sobering exploration of how the fractured soul of the mother, personal and collective, raises anxious, avoidant, and love-starved heirs instead of gods and goddesses. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to trigger you all. That's why you guys are quiet. I get it. This is not an easy topic. Have you ever seen somebody say, what have you done to that child? Maybe it's time for men to say, what have you done to her? Look at what you've done. Have we hacked the woman's soul? Listen, some men will say, oh, Zoe's simping. Zoe being extra soft with the women. First off, please understand. Please understand, brother. Being a strong man in a relationship is not all about trying to correct and micromanage her intellect. And the worst man to try to do that is one who hasn't conquered himself. Just understand that. A lot of times, men literally think women are dumber than they are. Where'd you get that thought process? I'm just asking, where did that come from? Right? There was a time in history where the right side of the brain was considered useless. And these are men doing this. Left side of the brain is logical, linear, and considered masculine. The masculine side of the brain. Logical, linear, masculine. The right side of the brain was considered creative, intuitive, and thus feminine, and thus useless. This is real. These are facts. How are you born from a woman, but in your spirit, you see her as useless? Do you understand? Like, that's because you didn't understand her. You didn't understand. Now, with John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth and many others to come after them in the attachment theory space, you start to realize, like, oh, if mom ain't good, nothing is good in terms of that child. And now some clinicians are even going as far as to say if mom ain't good while you're in the womb, right? Your insecure attachment style could happen that far back. And of course, there are others who disagree and say you don't have an attachment style until you're born into the family you're born into. But I would say most clinicians are leaning closer to you have an attachment style as soon as you come out. Maybe some clinicians can call and say, nah, Zoe, we don't think that. We think you get it after you come out. Bottom line is, if mom is in fear, broken, right, anxious, and maybe it came from her family and upbringing. Maybe the children are inheriting the brokenness. This is what people are saying. When we talk about intergenerational trauma, could there be intergenerational insecure attachment as well? Oh, this is heavy. This is heavy stuff tonight. And that's just the IFS, interfamily systems, right? What about the global? What about the societal shadow? Carl Jung talked about this societal shadow, right? The USA, America, has a shadow. Are we seeing America's shadow? Are we seeing America's dark side? Are we seeing it? Very interesting things going on. I got my caller on the line. Let's get, we got callers from everywhere now. Okay, Attila from Houston, Texas. Get up in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This is too good. I had to throw in that offset piece because I felt like it was so awesome. But throw whatever questions at me you have. I think it's great.
Oh, you know I got questions.
Yeah.
When you say mother, do you describe a person or a nervous system imprint?
When you say mother, you mean like when I call my mama mama, or you just mean like in general?
In general, mother, the term, what does it mean? Huh? Are you describing yo mama? And does your mama represent a nervous system imprint?
In the case of like how I was reared and all that, absolutely.
Oh, come with it. Come with it.
Absolutely. I would say like, because I was just speaking with one of the, who was that in the chat? I think it was, I can't remember. But she was saying that she's struggling with like perfectionism and things like Miss Walker, Stephanie, my bad girl. She was saying that she struggles with like perfectionism and things like that. And I was saying that like when doubt is instilled into you instead of faith, because even like the question that you asked about attachment styles and like in the womb, like to me, your rearing is supposed to correct that. So even if you are going under, you know, some sort of stress or whatever in the womb, and you come out with, for example, a propensity towards attention deficit or whatever the case the child is dealing with, the rearing is supposed to help model, right, like a more nuanced, balanced way of operating. So I agree with you when you say like a nervous system imprint, because I definitely believe that you can be affected like in utero.
I got more. My niece is out here at the home run derby swinging for the fences. Let's get it. What masks of love hide the throne of control inside your relationships? Let me read it again. What masks of love hide the throne of control inside of your relationships?
I would say, like, I can only speak for myself, but for me, I would definitely say mask of love, I guess, for me would come more so in the idea of, like, being useful or, like, acts of service, words of affirmation. Those love languages, to me, that's like a mask of love, because it's all set under the tone of appeasement and assuagement of the wounds. But I could be wrong.
Oh, no, I love it. My niece, you're doing your thing. I love this. Does your attachment style reveal destiny or merely an inherited survival code?
This is a survival code. I mean, it's kind of like when you look at like astrological charts, because you know me, like I love tarot cards, like astrology, but you know, these are all just kind of like blueprints or maps, but they're not the end game, because I think the idea is for you to go from being the Fool, for example, the first card in tarot, to being, you know, the World, where you are able to impact others. You're self-focused initially, moving into the focus of unity. And I think it's up to you to figure out the path to get there. Like Krishnamurti says, it's the pathless land.
Truth is a pathless land. Yeah. You think I don't have any more questions? Is that what you think?
Come on, I know. Like, you know me. I love this. This is us every day, y'all. Every day.
I got you. Who sits on your inner throne when no partner arrives to validate you?
Me now. Me now. I'm sitting on that throne, but it's without accountability, you're always going to be looking for someone to essentially guide your life, lead your life. Like you have to, I think at some point you have to be bold enough to sit in there yourself. But the only way that's possible is through the individuation. It's through the accountability and the things that you have to go through that's kind of sticky, if that makes sense.
No, let's get it. Let's get it then. How does a mother's unhealed shame scripts a son's masculinity and a daughter's femininity?
You said script or strip?
Script. Come on, we script writers. Let's go.
So I'll start with the girl because obviously I'm a daughter. I feel like my mom's unhealed wounds always caused me to be in question of who I am. Am I doing this right? Am I showing up right? And it created for me like the anxiety. In terms of men, I mean, I can kind of speak to what I've seen around me. I have a little brother. I have cousins. I got uncles. I noticed that men tend to, when it comes to them watching their mothers or even their just female family members, that becomes kind of like their archetype. Like this is their dictation for how they're going to operate. And so meeting a woman that maybe operates differently from that is always going to be a point of either growth or contention based on where that man is in his life. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I've seen.
Ooh, Lord, you cooking, girl. Hey, this is a real thing. Is society itself responsible for the mother wounds at large? Like the toxic society. When we listen to Krishnamurti, right? And he says, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted in a toxic society, right? So is society responsible for the creation of mother wounds? Toxic mothers who create toxic... Talk to me.
It definitely shares some responsibility. I mean, and I think that's the kind of the touchy subject in terms of like when you talk about women working and, you know, women's rights and things like that. When you kind of shift someone's focus to participating in this matrix, if you will, right? All you're doing is creating little clones, regardless of the gender, because all of it is about output and the ability to consume and push the system forth. So I would definitely say that like society has a huge role in it, for the simple fact that, you know, we started out being dictated to in the 50s and 60s. You see like those little programs showing happy families and how things are supposed to be organized, to now going to this kind of almost, you know, free love on steroids. So I think it creates like a cognitive dissonance in society with people who align with maybe older, traditional, more patriarchal lines of thinking versus those who are maybe kind of pursuing other paths.
No,
100% society has something to do with it.
And that's a heavy answer. And I would just sprinkle in the lack of empathy part too. The lack of empathy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and the lack of
having this conversation with a friend of mine.
Yeah. Lack of empathy.
My thing with men.
Go ahead.
Yes. Well, I was going to say my thing with men, and I'm speaking in general terms, but you got to heal those wounds with your mother, because any woman you encounter is not responsible, cognizant of, aware, none of that of those wounds that you have. So if you can't put a voice to it, speak to it, and be willing to heal it, right? She's now a prisoner of Azkaban, if you will.
Of Azkaban.
To the work that she's a prisoner to the work that you're refusing to do. And obviously we know this goes both ways. But I think for women, the reason why it becomes such a conundrum is because if you are a woman that's maybe a little bit more nurturing, right, you're posing a direct threat to your own individuation at this point, because they're like, hey, either you get with it or you get gone. Right? So it's sticky.
Where does a daughter's craving for maternal approval masquerade as romance?
So if I'm like seeking maternal approval, right, how I think that has shaped me, at least, is the anxiety, the people pleasing, but also something that's not talked about enough is the ways that we tend to what's the word? Like, we tend to kind of shrink ourselves because we don't want to take up space. If I'm looking to get your approval, then I can't also take up space, have a voice, right? Be able to express myself or say things that may be unpleasant to you, because my focus is your validation and your approval, not your honesty, authenticity, intermingling with mine.
Let me just,
I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean?
Let me just say this, niece. You know what? Rapid fire. You came in here. You shot him down. We need snipers. We need the snipers. Pew, 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 pew. We need the sniper sound. Yeah. Hey, listen. Guess what you just did, niece?
I brought Houston in the building.
You already know what it is. Houston, Texas is on the board. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going to Mississippi. Y'all already know what it is.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve Black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from Black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, Black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandloss.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
You have to pull your own self up. You have to elevate your own self. You're waiting on men to do it. And I'm here to say you'll be waiting your entire life for that. You'll be waiting your entire life for that. We have no more time to waste on that. None. You don't even know how great you could be. You have no idea until you start turning yourself inside out. You have no idea.
That clip was from Salkis Ray, and it's entitled, You Have to Elevate Your Own Self. I do believe she was coming a little harsh, she was a bit from the cynical side. We have to stop speaking in absolutes. It's some but all, some but not all. Again, inner work is your responsibility. But that doesn't mean that some men won't come into your life as mentors, right? And I'm talking about intimate mentors, right? That teach you tough lessons, hard lessons, but at the end of the day, she's right in this context. You do have to go internally and work that out. But there are going to be a lot of men that come in your life that pour wisdom into you, that pour knowledge into you, even if but you just observe them, right? It might not even be direct. Let me just explain, man. Again, the spiritual nature of relationship is self-discovery, right? As you learn more about yourself, you can improve yourself. Now, don't think of improvement in a linear sense, right? It's about exposing the fullness of who you already are. You can never become something that you aren't already. But you can expose more of this greatness that is already dormant within you. You can expose more of it. And relationships actually put you in the uncomfortable space to self-discover what's already there. Now, if your primary caregiver, mom, right, didn't give you the attunement you need. And of course, it's not just mom. You know, If there's a parent, a father in the home, you get another kind of attunement from that person, from him as well. It's not, but the primary caregiver in Bowlby's universe was already outlined, right? The primary caregiver is typically your mother, right? And if you understand, if mom was broken to some degree, now you're set off on this hero's journey to go away from what you were modeled as and recontextualize it as you go. And as you go around Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, by the time you go through all of the mess you're going to go through and all of the psychological ego deaths that you're going to go through, you're going to be resurrected. And when you come back to your norm, when you come back home, you're still that person who left, but different, evolved. That's what relationships are designed to do, right? We're talking about how society has broken women to some degree and now try to reprimand women for evolving and adapting in this toxic society. And now becoming as monstrous, as manipulative, as Machiavellian as men are. And we get mad about it. But this is how we made society, men. How does scarcity thinking shape whom you desire? Is your type a chemical echo of childhood threat? Does the need to fix a partner mask a panic to soothe your own body? What ancient grief moves through your nervous system when you love? Can adult boundaries ever feel safe if love once meant survival? Listen. How does trading provision for compliance corrode both throne and portal? When a man fears a woman's throne, does he fear her or his own death of identity? I ain't a man if she got power. Come on. Can a queen exist without subjects? Or does the archetype collapse without obedience? Y'all ready for tonight? I don't know. What hidden contracts decides who apologizes first in your union? We got so much to talk about. When we come forward, we're going to Mississippi. Y'all get ready. The deaconess is in the house.
Soon we will be standing face to face. We feel each other with a warm embrace. Your touch will set my body flame. I'm dreaming.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore is condemning the Wednesday shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University, calling it heinous political violence. Moore urged peaceful resolution of political differences and offered prayers to Kirk's family, stressing the need for unity and peace. Sue Carnell will become Michigan's first black woman interim state superintendent on October 3rd. She steps in as the state works to finalize a contract with Glenn Maleko, who was chosen to replace Dr. Michael Rice, but may remain in Dearborn through December. And rapper Kendrick Lamar is now a 2-time Emmy winner. He just earned the Creative Emmy for Outstanding Music Direction for his Apple Music Super Bowl 59 halftime show, alongside musical director Tony Russell. Lamar first won the award in 2022 for the Super Bowl 56 halftime show with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Attention 405 drivers. From 10 p.m. Friday, August 22nd to 5 a.m. Monday, August 25th, the 405 will be down to 3 lanes in both directions through Sepulveda Pass. Expect delays. Plan ahead, take alternate routes, or use public transit. Follow at Caltrans District 7 for updates.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready?
Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is Secret Clinical dominating extra stinky stress sweat. And this is regular deodorant. Secret Clinical in a heat wave. Oh, what a beautiful day. This is regular deodorant. Ugh, I can't. Secret Clinical with workout sweat. Let's run another marathon. And regular deodorant. How much more? Secret is the GOAT. Because nothing fights sweat better.
Stay fresher under pressure. My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change, with workshops workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, the thing is, once you're doing good, you won't have a shortage of people that would want to be part of your life. Because I always say, I don't trust people, but I trust human nature. And that opportunistic scavenger nature where most people will act in their own self-interest, it's something that I can trust. And knowing that doing good will involve having a sense of purpose, that means serving the community, as you shouldn't pour from an empty cup. But once your cup is full, you have a evolutionary responsibility to give back. Because in nature, only parasites and cancer are the ones that take from the organism without giving something beneficial back. And your whole immune system is constantly fighting that. And that's why entitled people will always be miserable, because their whole biological structure is fighting their parasitic behaviors. So, you know how they say where 80% of people end up pursuing 20% of the top options? It is very true, and not just in dating, it happens in life. So, past that moment where you are in a good place, what you need to develop is a filter, because some people will be there with malicious intent, planning just to take, and it's your job to make sure they don't allow parasites in your life, and choose to surround yourself with other individuals with a sense of purpose that can keep you accountable, can inspire you, and can continue to help you grow. Hopefully this answers your question. Protect your peace.
That was Cy Savage in a clip called Trust the Reality of Human Nature. He was saying something that was quite powerful, and it led me to the question, how does somatic awareness rewrite the story of the unhealed mother? Right? That's what we're talking about tonight. The mother wounds. The fractured throne. She already lives in a society that marginalizes women. And I say, wait a minute, Zoe. Women have made incredible strides. What are you talking about? Right? Things are way different for women today. Sure, they are. Absolutely. But as Dr. Tracy says, come on now, trauma doesn't just go away, right? You think, oh, okay, we shifted society a little bit and you guys are doing way better than you used to do. Are you telling me that, generational trauma isn't still there? It has to be dealt with. And a lot of women in these different spaces and places, especially black women, are experiencing microaggression from a lot of people who feel like they're not worthy or capable of even being there. Come on, it's still happening. Come on now. One of our favorites is on the line. One of our favorites. You already know what it is. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm going to get out of her way because she always has food for thought. Nikki from Mississippi is in the building. Nikki, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few words for food for thought. This topic brings to mind position and condition. So I was born in the 70s, which means by the time I was a teenager, we're going into the 80s, and we have seen the evolution in society within the black community of women more in the workforce, less at home. Okay. When women were at home becoming pregnant, Big Mama would tell them things all day like, sit down and you can't carry this and you're doing too much, and husbands or men in your families might be more willing to nurture a pregnant woman because she was pregnant. You don't want her to be angry, and don't have her be upset, and let's not have her be too stressed out because that baby comes out with those characteristics, position and condition. So you're carrying a seed, in my opinion, that is transitioning away from source into you, mama. Okay, but if the host mama didn't get an opportunity to spend enough time with a big mama type, especially if her relationship with her mother was awful, it is going to jeopardize the position and condition of the seed she's carrying. Because she, like you're saying, she didn't deal with her self-individualization. So now we got a seed that's getting a mixed signal. Because I'm leaving source and I'm in this host that's not real cool yet. All right, as a society, when we move away from source, because for a lot of us, Big Mama or someone like that represented the things that source teaches us about. Staying close to the earth, how to heal, what plants to use to heal, what to do when you get the mumps, how to talk to source in a conversation to develop that part of you. Condition. When you move away from anything that looks like source, acts like source, sounds like source, and you start to propagate out in the world, but you haven't gotten edified at home first, then power becomes more important. Now, why am I saying position and condition? Because for men, the minute you start moving us away from traditional values, teaching, Big Mama's way of doing things, that power shift for a man changes.
How so?
In a couple of ways, societally. Because now women make money, and in some instances, they make more money than the man does. Because society is more accepting in a period of our development as a society, they're more accepting of black women in the workplace than they are of men. And so that meant that they could earn more money than men in some instances. So for him, that's happening twice. because he's seeing his role from a societal perspective being affected monetarily, which can in some instances, and has, I think, changed the perception of manhood in the home. Position and condition.
Right.
So if we are really being honest, you have done shows about, moving away, and they want to kill the humanities. Anytime a society is moving away from source, whatever that source is for the society, even the individual groups, power becomes the thing that is the grab. Well, power is self-serving. It doesn't have anything to do with humanity. That's all about itself.
Right. Right.
More of it, and how much more can I get, and where can I go and get some more? And so now you see what societally we give birth to. So then it becomes the trickle-down effect. Because if it happens in society out in the world, then it's going to happen in the household, in the community.
Wait, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, we're going back to Mississippi because Nikki is on complete fire right now.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
So many things, big and little, make you uniquely you. Your hobbies, dreams, career, family, and more. Addiction to drugs, including opioids and stimulants, can strip these away from you. Recover your life. Choose treatment for drug addiction and get back to what matters most. Find a provider and proven treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org. Recover you.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. On low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
As I look into your eyes, I see the sunrise. The light behind you
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear that playlist? Boy, my playlist is my co-host, man. That's Simply Red and Hall & Oates. Sheesh. Fire is lit up in here. Tonight's topic has been crazy, too. We want to get the rest of this food for thought from one of our favorites on the line, and then we're going to bounce to Oakland because another one of our favorites is on the line. Nikki from the SIP was absolutely cooking. Nikki, please give us your final thought on tonight's topic because, man, I was explaining. I don't know if you were listening to me talk to them about what you were saying in the chat, but, yo, you were on fire. Please continue.
Well, one thing I want to say is if there are no subjects, you're still kings and queens. The fact that there are no subjects doesn't change your state if that's what you are. Mm-hmm. I am what I am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When I'm dead and gone, still a queen. I mean, but you have to remember, everybody has to remember, and make an effort now because the pendulum swung so far in one direction because there's not enough of us putting weight on the other side. You cannot move away from source and have positive outcomes continually.
Wow. I love it.
Because it makes you move away from love. And you got to go back to that if you want to swing the pendulum. I love everybody. I brought the SIP in the building.
You brought the SIP in the building. We love Nikki from the SIP. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Let me jump over to Oakland, California real quick. Yo, our guy Sean from Oakland, California is on the line. Sean, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, Zoda, here's what I'm going to bring it down to is if you're in a relationship of any kind that you want to stay in, you want to keep that relationship going, all right, do the uncomfortable things that you think may not be so masculine, like do the dishes, like clean the bathroom, like do the laundry, like, you know what, do stuff all the time to make mama happy. Because guess what? I've been married a long time, together I had married 33 years, together 38, and I'll tell you what, mother would tell you to do, you'd be married longer.
I love it. I love it, Sean. I love it. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Oakland, brother.
Oakland, you already know what it is. Town business in the building. Listen, man, people been calling from all over the country, as is commonplace for the VOR. Tonight's topic is a heavy topic. I just see men complain about women a lot. First off, women are whips, works in progress, just like men are whips, works in progress. But our society and our family upbringing leaves an imprint, an impression on us, and it affects us psycho-spiritually, and we carry that resonance into relationships for a type of reconciliation. Doesn't mean the relationship is going to stay together, doesn't mean the happily ever after story and narrative is going to happen. The reconciliation is usually an internal one if you accept the call. Now, when I see men just trash women, I know these are hurt men. So I have compassion for hurt men. Men who have been hurt by their mothers or other family members, female family members. This is a real thing. Or men that have been hurt out in the world by women that they cared about. I get it. But at the end of the day, isn't intimate relationship about self-discovery? We talk about this all the time. Man, you can't make enough money to heal your wounds. You can't buy a house big enough that'll heal your wounds. You can't buy a car fast enough that'll heal your wounds. Healing, as we talked about yesterday with Precious McGill, again, it's about going inside. Now, that's the loneliest walk you'll ever take. and it applies to men and women. We are a hurt society, right? When I look at brothers and sisters, we are a hurt society. Now, if we want something different, we have to find the courage to go within. Every empire begins with a throne, and every throne begins with a mother. Before governments claimed us, before lovers branded us, a woman's nervous system set the first laws of power and love within our spirit. The mother is not merely a person, but a psychic empire, an archetype encoded in our biology and our economies. When her own soul remains unhealed, right? She does not raise kings and queens. She manufactures subjects. Anxious sons who mistake domination for masculinity, and restless daughters who chase approval the way an addict chases a fix. The unhealed throne is not a metaphor. It is the operating system of modern intimacy. The silent monarchy inside every broken love story. Language hides the crime in plain sight. We crown a lover a queen, yet the root of queen comes from Gwen. Woman, wife, prostitute. The same word that exalts also enslaves. Words are maps, not the territory. But these maps shape the nervous system. Say mother and the body remembers. Tight stomach, held breath, the first lesson that affection can be rationed. We grow fluent in the doublespeak of love. I nurture you, therefore you obey. Every I love you becomes a treaty drafted in invisible ink. Attachment science gives the monarchy a clinical name. Listen, man, I could go on for days and days with rhyme displays that engrave deep as x-rays. Come on, shout out to Rakim. Follow the leader. Hey, the voice of reason starts the conversations. But it's really up to you to finish them. I'm not here to convince you, to tell you I'm telling the truth. I'm here to spark the discussion. It's up to us to keep it going. I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. I'm surely going to enjoy mine, and I'll be back next week with a whole new slate of slappers. Deuces!
Follow me into a solo, get in the flow, and you can picture like a photo.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. All 4 suspects are in custody for the August 31st shooting of Black Florida State University linebacker Ethan Pritchard in Havana, Florida. Sheriff Morris Young says Pritchard was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Ethan was not doing anything wrong in that area.
He remains in critical but stable condition. Kamala Harris blasted Joe Biden's 2024 re-election bid as a reckless mistake in her new memoir, 107 Days. She